Hi, my name's Sharon Haig and we're going to look at how we can get you a pay rise. I mean, if you're going to be working, you may as well be getting rich while you're working, right? And you may as well be getting rich right now. Getting a pay rise is a game. And there are two sides on the game. It's like any football match. There is a side that you are on, and then there's a side called the opposition. And the opposition is the person who can say no to your pay rise, or the person who can say yes to your pay rise. And this game must be played according to the rules of the pay rise game. And if you don't know that it's a game, or if you don't know the rules of the pay rise game, then it's very hard for you to win at getting a pay rise. But I'm here to tell you that it is a game, that there are rules, and that you can learn those rules. The funny thing is, your boss might not even know that it's a game, and your boss might not even know the rules. You are much more likely to win when you get a boss who doesn't know that he's in a game and doesn't know the rules of the game. So get excited if that's the case. Every team that goes to play a game to win doesn't start with playing the game. They start with training. They start with rehearsing on their own when there's no opposition around. And that's what you have to do. If you want to get a pay rise and you want your boss to say yes to you, or your human resources department, or the board, or whoever you have to convince to say yes, then you need to start training when they're not around. Start playing the game and getting your skill level up when there is no opposition. In short, you have to convince yourself that you deserve a pay rise before you try and convince anyone else. If you're not convinced that you deserve a pay rise, when you go in to get a pay rise and your boss goes, but you don't deserve it, you'll just collapse in a heap and go, you're right. I know, I shouldn't have even asked. What was I thinking? So the first thing is to train on your own. Convince yourself. And one of the things that you can do while you're convincing yourself is to have a look around at what the marketplace is paying other people right now. And the first thing you should do is find out what the marketplace is paying other people in your geography. For example, if you're in Australia, you should find out what the average Australian salary is at the moment. And I can tell you, as I'm making this, that the average Australian salary is around $70,000, just a bit above $70,000. The average wage in Western Australia, which is a booming economy state, is only about $59,000. So if I was to go in and ask for a pay rise, I wouldn't say, look, I want the average West Australian rate, would I? No, because that would be helping who? Helping my opposition. That's up to them to do. What I would be asking for is the average Australian rate of $70,000. Also, once you've found out what the average rate is in your geography, find out what the average rate is for your particular skill set. So for example, if you're an accountant, you might try and find out what the marketplace is paying to accountants. For example, I know that the average wage for Australian accountants at the moment is over $71,000. So now, if I'm an accountant and I'm playing the pay rise game, I'm not going to settle for a mere $70,000 like the average Australian does. I know that because I'm a qualified accountant, I'm worth more. I'm worth at least $1,000 per annum more. Okay, so we're in training and we're convincing ourselves that we deserve a pay rise on our own without any opposition there, first of all. And we're researching. We found out what we are worth on average to the marketplace just for being in the geography that we're in. Then we found out what we are worth on average to the marketplace for the particular skills and qualifications that we have. Now we want to find out what the marketplace is paying within our industry. For example, if you're in the mining industry, your wage will be quite different compared to if you're in the IT industry or the aged care industry or the retail industry. So no matter what your role is, you want to find out what is the marketplace paying within that particular industry. For example, I know that the average wage in the IT industry in Australia is over $72,000. So now I'm not going to settle for the average Australian wage. I'm not going to settle for an accounting wage. I'm going to settle for an average wage in the IT industry because I know that that is much more than the average wage. If you're going to be working, you may as well be getting rich while you're working, right? And you may as well be getting rich right now. There are lots more things that you can do to train yourself to win at the pay rise game, and we can help you with that. If you want to know more, just go to the website.